happened to me?
Jumpy, are you alright?
Hey, what are you two doing?
Come on, are you coming?
What do you mean to do to us?
Try using your brain first.
All of the cards are in hand.
Holy shit, this is nuts. Let me show you.
How are you feeling? I am Zero the Third, the king of this kingdom!
I'm plenty friendly.
Hold on a minute!
That is the truth.
Who am I? How can I forget?
Then how do I kick it
What
off?
makes you so sure?
Hello?
Hello? Hello, it's me. It's the guy that plays video games on this channel. God damn. 52 hours. 52. Alright. Nobody's here yet. Chocolate Pretzel's here. Grummeldunk isn't here. I have a thing I want to do. For the next couple of minutes, we're gonna write down the questions that we want answers to. So my first question is, why does K look like Sigma? You know what? I can do it this way. Hold on. Control panel, monitor 1, okay. Bring up the chat, bring up that, bring up that. Cool. Oh. Oh, fuck. Alright, there we go. Fixed. Now we can actually just draw on the screen. With an actual pen. Alright. What up, Rika? What up? Alright. What was it? We want to know, why does K look like Sigma? Yeah, a very long time. I've been streaming a lot the last 3 months though. The last 3 months I've been streaming quite a lot. Yesterday I streamed 8.5 hours. I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh. Alright, why does K look like Sigma? This is a really good question. What year is it? What year is it is a very good question as well. What else? What other questions do we want the answers to? Why does K look like Sigma? What year is it? Yeah, time zones are a mess. I think I've actually been streaming further out of your time zone than I would normally if I streamed at like normal UK times. Who is Ten Miyoji? I don't think that Ten Miyoji is Junpei or fuck, who else did I think it was? Santa? I don't think it's Junpei anymore, and I don't think it's Santa, but I'm gonna write them down. I have a feeling like it's actually Akane's dad. But we've never... I don't know. Ten Miyoji has brown eyes, right? And Santa has blue eyes. And Junpei also has blue eyes. So it's probably not them. What else? Who was Frozen? Who was Frozen? I think that who was Frozen was Clover, Alice, and somebody else. I kind of think it's Sigma. Why do we have robot arms? Why do we have robot arms? That's a good question. Alright. Is that it? Why does K look like Sigma? What year is it? Who is Ten Miyoji? Who is Frozen? Who is Zero Senior? Who is the male Zero Senior? That's a good question as well. What's another good question? I was thinking about Luna yesterday. And I was thinking about how in this playthrough technically Luna went against her protocol to save Quark. But Zero Jr. opened the door to save Quark, so why did Zero Jr. save Quark? We'll give Quark a capital letter. Or why help Luna save Quark? That's a very good question. Alright, is that it? What other questions do I even want the answers to? Why does K look like Sigma? What year is it? Who is Ten Miyoji? Who is the ones that were frozen? Why do we have robot arms? Who is the male Zero Senior? Why did Zero... Yeah. That's about it. Those are my big questions, I guess. Oh, why did Ten Miyoji come here? What did Ten Miyoji tell Alice and Clover? You know, to get them to trust them? What did he tell them? I think he told them who he is. I think he told them who he is, and that's like why they trusted him. I think that's it. That's all my questions. Alright, let's play the game. Chromon still isn't here. Chimerix still isn't here. So they're gonna miss out, I guess. But, you know, I gave everybody warning. I said I would stream at 7, and I was 15 minutes late. And I've been streaming for like 10 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Good set of questions. Is there anything missing that, like, I have said before that you think is, like, really obvious? I really don't think Tenmyoji is Santa or Junpei now, because they have blue eyes. I didn't remember that Junpei had blue eyes, but I actually saw it on the intro when I started the stream. Okay, fuck it. Can't think of nothing you have said anyway. Oh yeah. There was one other thing I remember. Which year was Dio cloned? Right? And which year did Dio set off on his mission? Right? Because we know from Alice and Clover that they think the mission is going to happen in 2028, right? And it could happen like 1 month or like a day to like a year away. We don't actually know when he set off on his mission. We know that the Free the Soul stole the cloning technology when Alice was 9, right? And the Alice found her father when she was like 22. So we know there was like 12 years where they had Alice's father, who he could have been cloning people. So he could have been cloning people for like years, and we don't know how, like, you know, how cloning works. Okay, that's good, right? Tenmyoji, such a like Japanese name. All right, let's fucking go. I've been sitting here far too long.
Hold on. I just remembered something.
Okay.
The AB room on the left, in one of the other histories, she...
Yeah. We didn't find the body in this one, right? Akane's body is in there. What does this mean? Wait, we didn't discover her body this one. Why didn't we find her body in this timeline?
Maybe because she wasn't murdered.
Yeah, the question of why are we here, as in why is Sigma here, isn't really answered, but why are the games taking place? That was kind of answered. The games are taking place to create some type of like multi-dimensional structure, right? To like send information, send consciousness back to the past. Maybe because she wasn't murdered, but how? When did history change? Oh shit! Did she fake her death in this one? Okay, this is just gave me even more questions. I noticed that like in this one we didn't find her body though.
The cat in the box.
Oh shit! Is it alive or is it dead? And then remember when she said, I can almost see your face, and then she walked away? She said, I'm almost out of time. I need to continue with the next phase of the game.
Is it alive? Or is it dead? Sigma, Phi, you will decide its fate.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
I wonder what she meant by us deciding its
Perhaps
fate.
she was saying her own fate wasn't decided yet.
Yeah, she definitely
The
was.
history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
Yeah, I think it is possible, but Sigma says that's not possible. We've already opened the box. We opened the door to the AB room and there was no body.
We haven't opened the box.
Because the box is the game, right?
We haven't found a body, but we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
Okay.
The next time we meet,
But does that mean...
I'll tell you the rest of the story.
Does that mean in this one that Dio didn't murder her to get into his box? And Luna didn't move the body? Yeah, this part made me think she was still alive, but remember, like, I kind of just glanced over it because we were at the end of the stream.
So come and find me.
Yeah, that could just mean go find another hologram.
I'll be waiting.
Or it could mean that we go back to the past with our consciousness, right? And we meet Akane before the games happen and tell her the games were a success, right? We know that the game series doesn't mind doing what's called bootstrap paradoxes like in the first one. In the first one, the games only take place because you saved Akane, right? So in this one, maybe it's like that. Where was she waiting for us? Where was Akane now? Yeah, maybe she is dead now. But she's talking about in the past. Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? That's what I'm saying! Or what if she was waiting for us in the past? Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy! Dude, I fucking came up with that shit on my own. 10 out of 10. If she was, what would that mean? Is this a green ending or what? What the fuck? Okay. A new destination has been added to the flowchart. What the fuck? I knew the flowchart wasn't gonna keep going down, but holy shit. Holy shit, and it wasn't a green ending. I thought it would be like a green book, because it had a flashback. AB room past? Wait. Jump start? AB room past. What the fuck, boy? What the fuck, boy? What the fuck? Alright, let's go. Let's fucking go. Ow, ow, ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Are we gonna be the first one to exit the cubes and confront Dio? Wait. Where the hell am I? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna exit the cube first, confront Dio, meet Akane, and then the games don't even need to take place? Looks like an elevator.
This is one of the AB rooms.
Oh shit. Who the hell are you? And what the hell is an AB room?
Damn.
Oh.
I guess you did lose your memory after all.
No, I didn't. I'm here. I'm alive. I have my memory. I'm fine. Oh shit. Oh shit. He'll say her name. Is he gonna say her name? Is he gonna say you're Fi? Yep. Cool. How do I predict this shit? How do I predict this shit, dude?
Check
When
your
is
bracelet.
this? It's a red pair. BP is free.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean this is the beginning of the game? We've gone back to when we first woke up in the AV room. Yeah, boy!
No, not quite. I think we woke up a little earlier this time. Push the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
Is there a timer that's different on the bracelet? 2 hours and 15. 2 hours 15. I don't actually know how long we
didn't wake
got.
up this long before the primary doors opened last time.
I don't remember that.
I think we're about an hour early.
An hour? If you're right.
Yeah. Akane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her. I think.
Fi remembers everything then, right? Or like the majority of shit? Cause look, Fi knows that Dio killed Akane.
Right. We're here for one reason.
Yeah, to stop Akane's murder. To stop her from getting
Exactly.
killed. Oh no. What if somebody else dies in her place?
Don't need to tell me twice. Let's go.
Oh shit! Do I have to solve this game? No way. No way, dude. Is it on a timer? Aw, dude. We don't need to look there. This is our past, remember? That means we're just repeating history. You see what I'm getting at? The password to the safe should be the same. Oh, I want to do the puzzle again, though. Fuck off. Aw. I want to do the puzzle again. I don't want to do it this way. Oh, no. Oh, that ruins it. I want to do the puzzle again. Good work. Hurry up and grab the cracker. Cracker? Damn it. I mean, key? How did she get mixed up between cracker and key? Alright. I didn't even get to grab the poster this time with the babies on it. Yeah. Wait, did he ask? Alright, let's just put in the key here. For God's sake, just do it already. No need to yell. Alright. Good. And now is the hatch on the ceiling going to open? Right? It's the ceiling hatch. I know, you don't need to ask every time, right? Why in the hell are you asking? Hurry up and... Right. I'm going. 10, 9, 8, and 5 shouts 1. Oh, the memes. Hey, you pushed the button. Bite me. You were taking too long. We're on a schedule here. Wow. Mamma mia. It's a spicy meatball. Fine, I climbed up through the hatch and out onto the top of the AB room. We climbed? She didn't do her, like, anime leap with her robot legs? Oh, shit! That was the other one. Does Vi have robot legs? Robot. Fuck, I can't write with a mouse. Have robot legs. I'm just gonna write robo legs because I can't fit it all in. Robo legs. There they are. It's the fucking bitch. Wait, are we still a little bit fucking almost late? Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shimata! There was no time to yell. To her, I scrambled down from the top of the AB room. I bet Fi, like, stops it before we do. Fi wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Fi, what the hell are you doing? Down here. Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof, launched herself into the air? What the fuck? That's one way to do it.
He's fine. Just unconscious.
Did she have a timeline where she didn't do that? So that's why she did it this time? Bent down and held my fingers in front of his mouth. He was still breathing.
I don't think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
Guy went down like a sack of potatoes.
He had it coming.
I heard footsteps come to a stop right in front of us. Why is Akane old? That means we are in the future though, right?
So you came. I've been waiting for you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait. Just wait a minute. The hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? Because she knew it would happen, right? If you hadn't shown up just now, you'd,
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
That what?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed I am.
Okay.
I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Wait. Hold the fuck on. She can jump through time? Why didn't she just... What? Okay, more questions than ever. Let's just keep going. If you knew she was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
You what?
Think back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested.
Oh, she was training us.
I did explain,
Right?
didn't I?
She was training us.
The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases.
Like in the first game.
Information is processed more quickly, and time almost seems to slow.
The whole thing with the emergencies in the first game.
Like an eternity. Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens. It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like.
Hold on. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens.
Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes. Don't you remember, Sigma? Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Yeah. She said, is it necessary, right?
Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Yeah. When she said all these people, I didn't know if she meant all these people as in the world, like globally, or if she meant all these people as in the people in the game.
Every single one of you has been infected. Well, apart from Luna, of course.
Because she's a robot.
Unfortunately,
so even Kay
it was
has
necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed.
I guess that's kind of true though, right? Because a lot of these endings are like this one where there's a bad situation and he's like, oh shit, what do I do with the last 5 minutes of my life, right? And then he like unlocks himself and fires himself back to the start. How can Find K be saved? Yeah, I guess that rings true, right? And then also with the bombs, you know, he's like, oh shit, bomb's gonna blow up. Better fucking send my consciousness back, right? A lot of these, like, where did Alice go? That one wasn't really that much of a dire situation, but I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. Yeah. Most of these, like when somebody gets 9 points and leaves, those are pretty dire situations.
The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies 4-dimensional space-time.
Woo!
Even that, however, wasn't enough. You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved.
So she was like training
Eventually,
us, right?
You would be able to retain
Like that's the whole thing. She
everything.
was training us to do this.
That is why we made you play the A-B game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
Yeah, I think I do get it. But why? The only thing is, why would she want to train us so that we could so she could send us back to here to save her? Why not just not run the thing in the first place? So there has to be another purpose to training us other than just to save her, right? And I guess that's what she's going to talk about. And a lot of things I don't understand, but all of what you've said told me makes sense. Okay. You did all of this so Fi and I could jump through 4-dimensional space with our memories intact,
Yes.
right? But why did you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murder, antimatter explosion, suicide. I've died, so has Fi, so have you. Is it gonna show us all the deaths? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, in that flashback scene that we just had, where all the bodies are piled up and Luna's one of them, do you think that Zero Jr. shut down Luna's body in that timeline? Like the one where they're all dead in a big heap. Luna's body probably was shut down by Zero Jr. to maintain the illusion that she was a human? Yeah, why would you do all this? What does it matter that Fi and I can jump through
Haven't I
time?
told you? Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I already know all that. Yeah, we do. What I'm asking you is, why? For what reason? What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this? Is it saving the planet from the terrorist attack?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit. That's not good enough. It isn't, right? Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Akane knelt down next to Dio and picked up his knife off the floor.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change
But
the
it's
subject.
almost time.
Wait, are we gonna play the game for real? What are you talking about? We got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline.
Huh?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it.
She gonna kill us?
Logomorph.
Yes.
What?
Logomorph?
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Logomorph. Logomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio.
Oh.
All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do all that?
Recreate the history that you remember.
Okay.
Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future.
Is this our first jump to the future, technically?
Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't back in the third AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again?
But this time, they'll repeat the same history with Dio as an actual player who doesn't have a knife. He still has his suicide pill and the fucking bombs, though, right?
Well, I guess this could actually be our
Like-
second or third time.
Like what?
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
She paused and pulled something out of her pocket. A small key attached to a string. It's the key for the bee garden box.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma?
Sigma balls. What's it say on there?
Tu fui ego eris.
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
I like that Sigma wears trainer socks. He wears a little cut down trainer socks.
Yes.
Oh no. What am I
It
supposed
will
to do
help
with it?
you
Yeah,
meet
we know.
someone who's very important.
Okay.
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side.
Hold the fucking
watching
phone.
over you.
Hold the phone. Am I gonna return down to here? To the future where she's dead? Oh, I'm gonna return to the future where she's dead, but this time when we didn't discover the body in this timeline, right? So the reason we didn't discover the body is because of all that shit happening, and Dio never killed the woman? Dio never killed Akane in this timeline. Ah, okay, I get it. We're gonna return down there, I get it.
Now hurry.
Yeah. So you have to return to a timeline where we haven't discovered the body, so she can both be alive and dead. And in this case, she's alive because she took the knife from Dio. A new destination? Oh, wait, what? I really thought it was going to be the bottom right. Oh yeah, it is the bottom right, but it's like, you know, ally on the third round? This is ally on the second round. I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense that we're like returning to one where
Looks like you're awake.
Dio hasn't said to us in this timeline, hey, I killed an old woman at the start of this game. Right? So technically she could both be alive and dead because we haven't observed her. I get it. Man, why isn't Chromon here? Wake up, Chromon. Looks like you're awake.
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
No.
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
so we went to the
Oh.
warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
Looked over at Fine, met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yes. Like 5 hours ago. You got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
So-
I remember all right.
The reason we didn't take the bombs from him and the pill and everything is because that stuff had to happen in this timeline. Okay.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
What am I? Chopped liver?
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Cool. As is tradition, milk.
Yeah, thanks.
Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem, all a day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action.
Really grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Oh no, does Fi remember? You know if Fi remembers all the timelines now? Does Fi remember the swimsuit thing? Yeah, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Oh no.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. In this one, did we ally on the last game?
I've got 15 BP.
Oh, they've been playing the game while we were
That means I got
unconscious.
6 more points while I was out.
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours.
They've been playing the game.
We've played the AB game 3 times.
Yes, of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally.
Oh shit. Even Dio voted ally. I wonder why he was so friendly and voted ally. Oh, because he was tied to a sink. You know, he was tied to a sink,
And
that's
now
why.
all of us have enough to leave.
Who won though? Who had the most points there? Who actually won? That answers one of my questions from ages ago, which was, if somebody has more than 9 points, could they still leave? Because I thought it was going to be like a monkey's paw puzzle, where it would say that, you know, if somebody had 10 points, maybe it wouldn't open. Yeah, but that was kind of dumb. But, you know, if I had the most, good shit. I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP? Wait, is it still light outside? It's still bright outside, and I literally have like my curtains drawn and my light on because I thought it would be dark at this time. Wow. Long day today, I guess. Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Oh, yeah. That's what I said. I said that, like, you know, they were a lot friendlier in this timeline. A lot more jokey and, like, different personalities. Could the bombs have had something to do with that? We'd all joined forces against Dio and Phi, and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Which I had to admit would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I'm still not 100% happy though, because I still feel like we're in the future, and I still feel like we were somehow frozen and we have to send our consciousness back to before we were even abducted.
Come on,
I still feel like that's necessary. Unless we were only frozen for a couple of like days, but I don't think so because Akane's old, right? Akane would only be 1 year older.
Let's open the door and get out of here.
Wait. What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She'd complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio, then she reluctantly complied.
All right, let's get going.
Wait, aren't we gonna go to the bee garden? What? Are we really gonna just leave? This doesn't make any sense. This feels like the wrong way to do this. Do we have the key in this timeline earlier? So maybe you can go back earlier to the bee garden and you'll be like, oh, I've got a key for this shit. I don't know.
Yes, just get on with it.
Okay. Everybody else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Have I mentioned this before, that Akane's voice sounds like the announcer? I think I did. I said, why didn't they just use Zero Jr. as the announcer? But I guess she could have used her own voice to record the announcer lines. I don't know. Didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly the loading elevator. It looked like a sort of large plate on top of a huge pedestal. Ran to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2, 1, 0. The number 9 door is closing.
Are we gonna say no, wait, and run back in and look in the box? No? No? Okay, okay. Never mind. Aren't we gonna go out through the pressure thing and be in like spacesuits and shit then?
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
This is a little bit confusing, but okay. This is the door to the second pressure exchange room, right?
Looks like we did it.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Still don't know who Tenmyoji is. Beyond the wall was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left we found a very familiar looking door. We pushed it open and went in. Pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. But we now know that's not true, right? Isn't the air pressurized to keep the virus inside and the air outside from getting infected? I guess we'll find out. That means if we want to go outside, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. This room is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all those suits on the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompression room upstairs.
Whoa!
Downstairs.
Hold on a minute. You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we were already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
They're talking about the terrorists.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now.
Hey!
Let's go outside.
Why isn't Kay taking his armor off?
What's really going on until we do?
Why isn't Kay taking his armor off?
All right.
What? In this timeline we have the key. We know he has the key. Oh no. No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Is Luna with us? Luna's with us, right? I mean, it didn't say she was behind. And Quark's with us, right? As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes waiting for the process to finish. At last it did, and we heard the door begin to open. Okay. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. Alright, we're still on the moon. The dead bleak landscape wasn't a surprise to me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. Yeah. For you, Choco Pretzel, this would have been like the... This would have been hours after you'd seen it because you saw it as your first ending. It would have been fucking hours. Like 25 hours. Oh no. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is. Look at the moon.
It's the 31st of December.
That means today's the total
Yeah, you'd be thinking like, hey, this is the level 1 part, like the first ending in the game.
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was gonna be on December 31st, 2028. So...
No, this is 2078.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. That's what made me think it was the future. And the stars, the sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy armor of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. Excuse me. It was bloody red and massive. Much bigger in fact than I remember it being. Then as I watched, the black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see the details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. Is that the reflection of the Earth on the moon?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation.
What the fuck does Tenmyoji know?
He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot.
Oh, so that's why Tenmyoji came.
The case. Might as well start with this.
Okay, Tenmyoji time.
Said before, that up there is the moon's shadow.
Okay. How?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
The Earth?
That's Earth?
We are on the moon! Wait!
It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse.
Wait! Did my joke actually... I was joking. I was joking that we were on the moon. I was joking because of the space...
And again, this isn't
okay.
a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
We fucking were on the moon? Dude, my memeing just came back like as a fucking truth. No way, if that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface.
How does Quark seem so casual about that?
Just inside a moon base. No way. No, you've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
Yeah, I said that early on. Early on in the game, I said if we were on the moon, we would notice we were on the moon. And the reason I said we were on the moon within the first hour of the game. Because I said it when Fi jumped out of the... When she jumped out of the pod. I swear to God, I'm gonna go back and look at the VODs. And I swear to God, an hour into the game, I said, are we on the moon? Because she jumped with like such ease, right?
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right
Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest.
Luna, you're people to me, okay?
Excuse me?
Loves hot dogs.
What?
Please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Excelivir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6.
Wait, what?
It takes a while for your brain to get back up to speed.
No.
Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before,
That's how they explain the gravity.
1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration.
Couldn't they just have explained the gravity thing away by saying that the closer you are to the moon's core, the higher the gravity is, or something? Because isn't that true on Earth? The closer you are to the center of Earth, I think gravity actually increases, right? Because you're experiencing more pressure off the atmosphere on top of you. Because you have more air on top of you that's being sucked towards the Earth, so gravity increases. Like if you were literally on like a 1 by 1 meter sphere in the middle of the core of the Earth, you would be experiencing like huge pressure, right? Like huge gravity. Am I wrong, or is that not how gravity works? Because I'm pretty sure it does. It's like centrifugal force, like if you have a fan. The blades on the outside of the fan are moving quicker than the blades on the inside of the fan.
Since the gravity is
Anyway.
lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters.
Yes?
It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense?
I guess. It does make sense.
Things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth.
But it's very strange.
The case. What would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But
That
it's
explains.
not hypothetical. That's what's been happening.
That
to
explains why
every one of us.
Alice's boobs are like floating in the air.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Are you sure you didn't notice?
Hold
it?
on. Hold on. If you were to jump though, you would still be jumping into lower gravity. So yes, it covers things falling, but if you were to jump, if you could normally jump a meter on Earth, and you could jump root 6 times higher on the moon, you would be jumping 2.45 meters. So is that the thing? Does that also mean that Akane is infected with Radical 6? Because how was she able to talk to us, and how were we able to understand her? Akane had to have been infected with Radical 6. Oh, when we left the pod in the Akane ending where she was alive, we didn't jump out the pod. It specifically said we climbed, right? And then when Fi jumped onto Dio, it wasn't in like slow motion or anything, right? Like it wasn't in like... Yeah. Okay, it does make sense. If we were infected with Radical 6 after we were put back into the pod, before this all started, then it does make sense. Okay.
Think back. Huh? You and Sigma and Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
Oh yeah, they did say that as well.
My body isn't really mine.
Yeah.
I'm sort of floating. Like that?
Alice said her muscles felt weird in one of the timelines, and then that's when we theorized we'd been like asleep for ages. Seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Phi's apparent superhuman strength quite well. Yeah, Phi's superhuman strength that she used twice. Wait, is it gonna show you the flashback of the kick? No. Those are the escapes. Oh! It is showing us the kick.
Wait.
In a shared slow state like she suggested, doesn't that mean that people might not line up, making it impossible to understand each other? Yes. Especially if people's bodies react differently to the slowed down brain processing power of the Radical 6. Yes. I guess the thing is, like, you know how much have you seen, by the way? You know we're on the moon now, right? And you know we're all infected with Radical 6 at the start. I'll save you having to explain, or I'll save you explaining the rest of it, but like, yes, you're right. Say somebody's body reacted slightly different, so they were running at like 1.4 speed, and somebody else was running at 1.45 speed, and somebody else was 1.46. You're right, like it would mismatch, and even like a little 1%, even like a little 1% mismatch would be huge. A 5% mismatch would be even bigger. Like, yeah, you're right. Also, every time that we tackled somebody or grappled somebody else, you would be able to lift more things, right? Like, say there was an axe, right? Like that axe in the rec room. Quark on Earth probably could maybe just lift it with both hands, right? But on the moon, when it's like 0.4 gravity or whatever it is, right? Quark would probably be able to swing it around like Guts from Berserk, so...
This is crazy.
It is crazy.
That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it.
Didn't I fucking...
I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful.
They're gonna say that when red light hits it, it only reflects red light.
That thing is just red.
Which comes back to the color overlapping and how it's based on light and not based on mixing paint. Right?
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028.
On that note, I'm gonna go pee, and then we're gonna come back and listen to the rest of Tenmyoji's explanation. Tenmyoji knows so many things. I'll leave you looking at the list of questions so you know what I need to ask. Hello? Hello. The perks of being right next to the bathroom. I don't have an ensuite bathroom, but it would be really easy to make this into an ensuite bathroom. It's like, it's through the door and then to the right. And my closet is like adjacent. Anyway, enough talk about where my bathroom is. We still don't know why K looks like Sigma. Alright, guesses. Final guesses. I am going to guess it is the year 2078.
Today is January 27th. No.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
And just what year is this?
2078.
It's 74.
Oh! 4 years out! Oh, I'm so close! Oh my god, that is... How am I so good at this game? So close. Oh wait, can we check off a question? What year is it? It's 2078, right? What did he say? 2074? Woo! We got it. Look, we got one question. Ding! That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
But it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story.
Because of the light, though, right?
About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world.
What the fuck?
13th, all 18 of them went up.
What?
All at the same time.
So the terrorist plot had nothing to do with Radical 6, and it was all everything to do with the reactors?
The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima. I suppose it started a few months before that.
Okay.
The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada.
That looks exactly like our building.
1st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison, or fire, or asphyxiation, or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows.
So the newspaper article was true. Also, can we appreciate that Ten Miyoji suggests that jumping off a building, tying a noose around your neck, and shooting yourself in the head are, I quote, the classics. What did he say? You know, some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. Yeah, Ten Miyoji. The old classics. The golden oldies.
I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
I thought it was just going to be red because of the
People who managed to avoid getting
the light
infected
reflecting
started
off
trying
the
to get in
moon.
touch with one another.
Because
They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings.
they explained that the reason that the moon was red in the eclipse on the 31st was because it was reflecting the light from the sunset. So I thought it was the light from like the back of the moon. What did he just say? After a while, people who'd managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple of meetings. This explains why Tenmyoji said that the buildings are full of like materials, right? Like he says they're full of materials and he would go around between the different places. So what did Tenmyoji tell Clover and Alice
There was only one
to
thing
make them
discuss,
trust
of
him?
course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good.
Oh wow.
On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect.
Oh
That
wow.
plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
So it was never terrorists? It was a group of like people who just grouped up and did it? So the Radical 6 wasn't terrorists, and the bombs weren't terrorists, the reactors. Huh?
Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened.
Hold on. One more question. How did Dio... How did Dio get on the moon? How did Dio get on the moon? He said there was a small town near this base, but how did Dio get on the moon is a pretty big question.
But I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected. And when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I'd bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan. Even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth. Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter?
Yes.
That's basically what we got. The explosion
We've played
up into the stratosphere.
We've played Fallout before.
Ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that had died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing.
Oh, it's like China.
Well, this is the same thing.
It's like China, it's just smog.
Have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? I'm on the moon, Mom! There was no reason for Tamiyoshi to lie to us. So we're standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074. But why? Why were we there? Why were we then? There's a sentence. Why were we then? What a sentence. I was so lost in thought, I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma.
I
think I figured something out.
Okay. I haven't figured out shit. A window popped up on the inside of my helmet, with Whisper in the corner. Ooh. Ooh, she's sending us DMs. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. What is it?
I figured out why there's an extra E.
In Ninef?
Yeah, the one on floor B.
Wait, okay.
It's an anagram.
It is an anagram.
Just like on floor A.
Yeah, and they needed an extra E to make the anagram spell something. Yeah.
God damn it, Sigma. Knock it off. Memento mori, the ninth lion ate the sun.
Yeah, they need another E, right?
You get,
oh god.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time. See?
How the fuck was I ever gonna get that?
You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
Oh my lord.
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane.
Oh no.
Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one
Hey,
purpose.
I don't think that was a message for us. I think that was just a little trolly. I think it was a little troll because it wasn't necessary for us to know that, right? So it's just a little trolly, a little bit trolling.
To transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
Alright, we gotta rub our heads together and send our consciousness back to before all this happened.
You're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time.
Oh, hold on.
Time.
Hold on. This kinda answers who was frozen. Right? Because from their reaction... alright. Dio Dio knows that he's on the moon, right? Because he infiltrated this base. Yes? Quark and Tenmyoji know they're on the moon because they told us the date that they left Earth. Alice and Clover don't. Luna does. And Kay might. So the people who were frozen is kind of answered. I think it's Clover, Alice, and Sigma. But I'm wondering how Phi was here as well then.
They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Yeah. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years? Yeah, that's what I already said.
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking about. No, before that. No. To the Radical 6. Not to the bombs, right? That doesn't make sense, though. We came from that same time period before actually... Why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest.
I'm a little bit confused.
Let's go pay her a visit.
I'm a little bit confused on one thing, okay? You know that whole thing where it says, hey, if you got sent back in time, what would you do? And people go like, oh, well, I'd stop 9/11, right? Or they'd be like, oh, I'd stop the Titanic, right? Or I'd kill Hitler, kill baby Hitler, right? You couldn't actually do that. If I put you in Berlin in fucking 1905, you couldn't kill baby Hitler. You'd have no idea. You'd be completely lost. You don't even speak German. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to get at is, if you tell Phi and Sigma, hey, this event's gonna happen on this date, this time, this place, how the fuck are they gonna solve that problem? If you called up the Twin Towers on fucking September 10th and said, hey, don't come to work tomorrow, right? Like, not gonna work. You just get locked up. You just get locked up as being crazy. Anyway.
I've got an idea. Come
Okay.
on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Yeah, but I thought that key...
Free ego heiress.
But we can't go back in! The number 9 door's locked. The grave, the one in the garden. Yeah.
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
Wait, but how can we get back in? We turned back and ran into the pressure exchange chamber. The others following close behind.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this.
Akane? I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there.
Because, in this timeline, he hasn't explained to us, so Phi doesn't know this, I guess. But, Kay knows Akane from when he was growing up, right?
If you please. I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
I'm going to then.
I guess that Kay was raised on the moon. Correct? So Kay doesn't need to be one of the people that was frozen either, because he was raised on the moon in this base.
So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're serious? What the hell is going on?
So in this one, Tenmyoji hasn't told Clover and Alice the secret of who he is. So Clover doesn't know who he is yet? But this, who is Tenmyoji, right? He has brown eyes, and Santa and Junpei have blue eyes. He's not 7. He's not an old version of 7, right? Oh god. Shut up, just shut up. Come if you want to, we don't need to do a roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. Sigma's mad. With that, we headed back for the airlock. Sigma's fucking big mad, bro. But how do we know the door's even gonna open again? The number 9 door opens for 9 seconds and closes. And then all doors but the number 9 door have been opened. That's what it says every time. What? Why is it opening again? This makes no sense. If she'd given us another key to open this, it would make more sense, but this is just nonsense.
The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Oh! I thought the door on floor B was welded shut. I think maybe it wasn't welded shut, it was just really heavy. So you can get in and out after the games are finished. Doesn't that also mean that everybody could have escaped through the floor B door? Doesn't that also mean that the floor B door would have opened and that everybody could have escaped?
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Wait. Couldn't everybody just have left through the floor B door after somebody went through the number 9 door? Right? And then their bracelets wouldn't have procced because there are too many things in this game that are just a little bit crazy. Like the fucking tin foil, the aluminium foil, aluminium foil. You put a bit of tin foil in your bracelet and boom, doesn't work anymore.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's still alive. Just in the grave. Huh? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's a little bit wild. I think the bracelets would activate if they just left. But if you put tinfoil around them, it stops them measuring your heart rate and you can remove them. You could remove the bracelets with the foil. Luna knew that. Luna could have told us that at the beginning of the game. And we could have reused the same piece of foil because it doesn't need to stay on the bracelet. You know, if you were careful, you could probably do it with one piece of, like, you know, A4 foil. I'm just spitballing. I know. The game's well written. It's just, you know.
Is Akane really under here?
It's just funny that that door was open.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
Like, in these timelines that just kind of end, the first game acts as if there's only one timeline, right? The first game in the series acts as if there's one timeline and you complete the loop and can make that timeline whole. Whereas this one acts as if there's multiple dimensions and multiple timelines that you jump between. So for example, on this one where Dio wins, right? Like the other people could have left through the B door or, you know, it's just, it's a bit like these are loose dangling threads. But, you know, it is what it is what it is. See that keyhole on the grave? If I just insert this here. Also that key, that lock looks like it could be pretty easily picked by Alice and Clover, who are government agents, you know? They could have used a piece of metal off of Luna's forehead or something, I don't know. Let's have one last look at Luna. Look at this. It's the smile. It's the smile that, like, I edited to make it look like she's... It's the smile that gets me. Oh no. I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. For quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. Oh, what?
What is this?
Huh?
It doesn't look like a coffin.
Is young Akane gonna pop out?
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Wow, no shit, Fi. You think this giant thing that looks like one of the treatment pods that says the words treatment pod in giant bold letters is a treatment pod?
Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
Can Clover not read? The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it. It's either gonna be young Akane or old Akane.
Let's see what's inside.
Get ready for it. She grabbed hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
I think it's locked.
Don't you just twist it though?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1. Defrosting
Oh, look.
complete.
00. You know there was 01, 02, and 03?
Complete in 10 minutes.
You mocking the obvious SC Cup fight?
Once
Yes.
Stage 2 is complete. The
Huge.
lock will automatically
Big milk.
disengage.
It has to be frozen Akane from the past, right? These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells. It's how we were stored for like millions of years.
Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
Yes, Quark.
Then we gotta wait till she melts?
Yes, Quark. Very hard to have patience
So
when you're
how
a
about
kid,
you
though.
tell us your story while we wait, Kay?
Woo!
Specifically, why do you know Akane?
Well,
I remembered.
What do you remember?
I remember everything.
I was born and raised in this facility. It's
On the
called
playground.
Rhizome 9. A
That's where I
rhizome
spent
is an
most of my
underground
days.
plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Hold on. I want to read something real quick. Lagomorph. We get this picture of K on the thing. The scientific name for the order to which rabbits belong, and 03's actual name, Lagomorph. When they were split up at the red... Oh, almost read that. I think this is going to tell you what they said to each other. Okay. Yeah, we shouldn't read any of this yet. Especially this one. Yeah, let's not click on those.
This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number.
Ice Cube.
There are 54 rhizomes
I like Ice
on the
Cube.
moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years.
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding.
Why wouldn't they want to
That's our
send back
mission?
Alice and Clover?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you
Let
mean?
me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9.
Oh, so this is the
needed
bootstrap
you here
thing?
to accurately replicate those histories.
He just retold the story? What part of the story do you think he just retold? He retold the thing Akane told us about the slingshot, yes, 100%. Yeah, I guess he just repeated what Akane said, but it's fine.
Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you.
But it tells us
In
that
a
he
sense,
knew.
though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is...
Up to us?
Yes. I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First,
Milk.
Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction.
Okay.
You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes.
Hold on.
In preparation for this day.
Hold on. Alice painted her nails 45 years ago. And they still look brand new. Alice did her hair 45 years ago. And it still looks perfect. Still amazing. Real talk though. Real talk though. Does that mean she is actually like, you know, like 70?
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past.
Real quick, Alice's voice actress, when she recorded the voice lines for this game, she actually was close to 50 years old. I believe she was 49 when she recorded the voice lines for Alice.
Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? And this is why we brought you here, Clover.
So why wouldn't you just use Clover to send her
needed your help, Alice,
consciousness
to
back?
deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing.
Oh no! Alice is only here because she's a calculator.
We were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs.
Alice is only here because she's a calculator. Oh no! Alice is only here because she's a calculator, dude. What the fuck?
Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust.
Oh my god.
This history exists
So hold
because
on.
of your presence.
Hold on. We just answered one question. Who was frozen? Clover. And this is really hard to see on this background. Clover and Alice. Right? We haven't confirmed that Sigma was frozen yet, but Clover and Alice. I could consider this answered. We still have a couple more things. Who's Temyoji? Why does K look like Sigma? How did Dio get to the moon? Why do we have robot arms? Who is male Zero Senior? Why did Zero Junior save Quark? Or why did he help Luna save Quark? Why did Temyoji come here? Oh, we answered that. Temyoji came here because he wanted to meet Akane. We've answered that. What did Temyoji tell Alice and Clover? I think we're gonna get to know that from the secrets thing. What year was Dio cloned? What year did Dio set off on his mission? Was it 2028? I guess this is answered, right? We know that Dio set off on his mission in the future. Does Phi have robot legs? This one is... we're not really sure. We're not really sure. We think the reason Phi can jump is just the gravity. I'm gonna write this as gravity. Consider robot arms a plus? Yeah, but you gotta practice on a banana first. Did you know that that trope has appeared in so many things that it actually has its own TV tropes page? He kinda answered. Who kinda answered? Which one?
Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark.
You need your arm cut off in that timeline? Oh, so they replaced my arms just for that? I'm gonna give that a maybe. I'm gonna write cut off arm. Let me explain why we need Tenmyoji and Quark.
Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover.
Okay.
You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl.
Is he Junpei?
Yeah, I did.
Or is he Santa?
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and
Come
Phi.
on, just tell me.
Brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Tell me.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh?
Yeah, we can't leave
You kept
Quark on
saying
Earth.
you couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark.
What a
If I had been
phrase.
So stupid and selfish. None of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, it headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Tenmyoji.
No. Dio.
Tenmyoji tells you that what's it exactly he says? He said he was on a train, right? When he got gassed, and then he woke up. Does Tenmyoji even know what a train is? Does Earth even have trains anymore?
His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
Is he a fourth generation Myrmidon
He
clone?
was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are
No,
under the
right?
control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release
shit.
of Radical 6 into the general population.
We have another
45
question.
years ago.
We have another question. Who is Doctor? Do you remember when Akane said Doctor, or somebody said Doctor? Somebody said Doctor last night, right? And we like all went, huh? Chromon said what the fuck? Who the fuck is Doctor? Alright, keep going. Tell me more.
Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released.
Luna said Doctor. What up, Chromon?
Chromon,
how much have you missed? Alright, very quickly. We time jumped back to before the game started. Popped out of her pod early. Saved Akane from dying. Went back into her pod. Woke up. Continued the blue timeline where we didn't find Akane's body. And in this timeline, Dio didn't have a knife. Everything else happened the same as in the right-hand timeline, and then we escaped. We found out we're actually on the moon in the year 2078, 2074, and then we're here.
Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world.
We are on the moon, exactly like I said in the first fucking hour of the game. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they were working towards. Okay, yes, okay.
That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project.
Cool, okay.
The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline.
And everybody else would be stuck in the thing.
In that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9.
Oh! That's why the bombs are only planted in this timeline. Because in this timeline, Akane was never killed, like the Schrodinger's cat. We didn't observe her body in this one, so she was never killed. Her body was never in... Okay, so that's why there's bombs in this one. And that's why there aren't bombs in some of the others. Because in the others, he did his first thing. He completed his first task of killing Akane, and then in this one he like won the game, so he didn't need to plant bombs. Oh shit!
Hence the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Okay.
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
Perhaps.
He was also an Esper.
Oh.
We can set Brother aside for now, though.
Is Brother
May I
Snake?
proceed?
No. Who the hell is Brother? No one objected, we were all curious.
Excellent.
Hold on. Let's write who is Brother. Because I'm feeling like we need to know that now. If Brother's also an Esper, he might have been another participant in the nonary games. Maybe even the first nonary games? The one on the actual boat with Hongo?
That explains everyone, save two. Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however.
Aww.
I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes.
Just tell them.
Okay.
Just be like, I'm
As
a
for
robot,
me,
yo.
As I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
I saw a hologram. Yeah. The thing is, this really looks like it would have to be either Junpei or it would have to be Snake. Or it would have to be, what's his name? Santa. But I don't know. I don't know who this is. I really don't. What do I have written down as a guess? Who is Tamiyoshi, Santa, or Junpei? And I didn't write who is Zero Senior. Who is male Zero Senior? And I didn't write anything else. I still don't know. I really don't. I feel like I should.
TP00 unlocking.
Dude, we're getting cucked again. It's opening the fucking
looks
pod.
like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's pop open this Pringle. Also, we are an hour and 40 minutes in. So, if we'd kept playing last night, it would be 10 minutes to 6 in the morning. Glass is still covered in frost, hiding the contents.
Okay. Let's get started then. Ready?
Vi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed.
Alright. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh no. Young Akane. Young Akane is my prediction. Young Akane. What the fuck? Wait. When he took off his helmet. Wait, what? When he took off his helmet and he was me. Does that mean that Kay wasn't me for all of it, but just in one of the timelines? Suddenly my head was full of memories from timelines. I'd seen something like this before, the warehouse of floor B in front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me, I grabbed his mask and saw. Yeah, I remember this, my own face. I never figured out who he really was. We heard him speak though, right? When he had his mask on? Where was the man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tubercularine, and that was the end of that. But wait, If the person on the floor in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor in the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed.
Only in that ending was the clone in that body, right?
Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
He has an anarchy badge? I mean, yes?
Yes, I am.
Akane Kurashiki.
I have no idea what's going on now. I literally have no idea what's going on now. This is going above and beyond. This is now crazy. So in the timeline where Kay takes off his armor and murders Dio by cutting off his oxygen, when Dio's in the treatment pod, is it Akane who goes and kills Dio in the treatment pod? Or is it the other Sigma? Who kills Dio in the treatment pod? Is this the Scooby-Doo ending? This is the ending where Silent Hill is being controlled by a dog. That's the ending that we're on right now.
It's you. June. I mean, Akane. But you're old.
Yes, that's
I'm
correct.
old, very old.
I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover.
I thought that Kay's voice was because Sigma clone had been raised on the moon.
Or you, Junpei.
Let's keep going. Fuck it.
Junpei?
Akane.
No!
Long time no see.
I can't be right on this one. Tenmyoji is Junpei? Why is his eye color different? His eyes are brown. Tenmyoji's eyes are brown. Look. His eyes are blue in the first game. I really thought this was Santa. Earth smog made them brown. I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. They could have had him wear glasses the whole game, and then you wouldn't have seen his eye color. I don't know. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do to not collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Okay. So maybe only in this playthrough did she put on the armor.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future.
Yes?
Well, your minds did at least.
Oh wait, but that was the start of all the futures. So she was Akane in all the futures, yes? Hold on.
I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room and then took Dio's to the 5th. After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio.
So she could wear the armor.
You saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Kimerex, you make a really good point. In the timeline she knew she was going to die, she used the Grave Sigma. Okay? So Sigma was already set in the armor, right? The Grave Sigma was set in the armor. But in the one where she fixed it, she went in and took his armor. So that means that I am the Grave Sigma, and there isn't a clone? But if that's true, then why are there two of me right now? How can I be standing looking at myself right now? If I'm the Grave Sigma. Because the Grave Sigma's in the armor. Okay, in Kay's armor. Hold on. Hold on.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved.
Okay.
What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
The other
That's
Sigma.
quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
Okay,
What about
great.
the memory loss?
Fantastic.
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
Oh, so in the timeline where he killed Dio, it was this guy.
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Wait, what? What?
Me either.
It's me. I'm the guy. What? What the fuck is this game?
Total stranger.
Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? I'm right here. Same face.
Huh? Huh?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Am I about to feel really embarrassed for not getting this? Or is everybody else on the same page as me? Is everybody else in chat on the same page as me that this is fucking rebonkulous? This is some rebonkulous shit? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean? Am I old Sigma?
You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. Am I old Sigma? If I'm old Sigma, a lot of those jokes about the bikinis seem a lot worse. You know, a lot of those flirty jokes with Clover and Alice seem a lot worse. I ran to it. On my hands and knees, crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering in my chest. Dio did call us a senile old fuck. I remember that. I remember him saying that specifically, yeah. Cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down, calm down. The mirror in the infirmary was also cloudy, but I thought that was just video games. Yeah, and I moonwalked. Remember when I moonwalked? I struggled to take deep breaths, then slowly peered into the pond looking for my reflection. Wait, what? Okay, tick it off, boys, tick it off. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Who is male Zero Senior? I think we can mark this one off. Why does K look like Sigma? I think we can mark this one off now as well. Alright, fuck.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb.
Where's the part where I said, why does Luna say Sigma? Milk! Milk! It was milk all along! Wait. I'm still coming to fucking terms with this shit right now. Hold on, my brain is doing fucking backflips. What the fuck?
Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project.
I could never have worked out that with Sigma.
You.
What? No, that's not possible. It's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good.
Search your heart. You know it's true.
Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be.
Oh yeah, we were studying to be a
pioneer in
doctor.
the field of genetic engineering. No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Wait. So this body isn't my frozen body from the past, because I'm the body from the past. Who abducted me? I couldn't have abducted myself. Hold on! I couldn't have... Who abducted me? You can't abduct yourself. That doesn't make any sense. Because if I'm like Sigma Prime, who is now old Sigma, then there were no other Sigmas around to abduct me.
His name is Kyle Climb, your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle.
I knew I was a Kyle. You know when he clenches his fists? That's how you knew he was a Kyle. I'm surprised he didn't start punching holes in drywall and drinking Monster Energy. Hold on. So if my consciousness came from the past to the future, does that mean I can return to the past? When I googled Deppresso Sigma for his forearms, I saw one of his aliases was Zero Senior, and Deppresso the old guy looked like you. I had to keep my mouth very shut. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was thinking about that just now. When you said I saw the spoiler, I was like, this must be, yeah, I was thinking that must be the spoiler you saw.
Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future.
Yeah, this guy's the clone, right? I'm still the real Sigma. I'm the real Slim Shady.
When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him.
Those pods. Remember I said that those pods look like the cloning pods that you hear about in, I think it's like one of these things. Hold on, we can read this now. When they were split up at the red, blue, and green chromatic doors, Temiyoshi told Alice there was something he had to tell her. That something was, of course, his identity, and that he was already knew about Alice and Ice 9, and not because he'd heard about it from Clover. After the second round of the AB game, after going through the purple and green doors, Clover as a solo was heard to say the following to Temiyoshi, her opponent. What the heck did you mean with all that? It's not fair. If you're telling the truth, then So what had Temiyoshi said to her? The same thing he meant to say to Alice, of course. He told her who he was. That simple fact shook Clover's resolve and made her vote ally. It probably hadn't been his original intention to betray her, but after thinking about Quark's safety, he'd probably felt he had no choice and picked betray. Kimrick's clone theory? Your theory was that everybody's a clone, and then when the game fails, everybody's killed and reset as new clones. It's still on the cards, but your theory's not. Also, whatever one of you guys had Quark being 0 on your bingo card, I think you're very wrong now.
The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it.
Baby K! Remember when Baby K had the little suit of armor? When he was holding his little toy?
It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game.
Didn't Chromon, wasn't it you and Kimrex both had that Quark was 0? Who else had Quark was 0 though?
He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
Okay. That's why he said it felt comfortable like glasses. Why would future me create a clone? Just to swap
He was
in?
to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
Yeah, like in, what's that space series on Amazon?
I mentioned before.
What's that space series on Amazon where the people that grow up on the belts have like different muscle and skeleton structures, right? At least now Quark can just die. He's a totally irrelevant nobody. True. Quark literally has no point in this game. The Expanse, that's it. Yeah, The Expanse. I only saw the first episode of The Expanse, and I'm not a space guy, so like I didn't watch it. I mentioned, I remember they said belters and whatever, right? I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before.
That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul, or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the
I haven't
chief
played
goal
Zone
of the
Offenders since I
project.
was young. I don't remember the story, I just remember the combat. So future person goes into the past person? Hold on. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. So, me, who's young Sigma's soul, is gonna go into young Sigma's body again? Hold on. Young Sigma's soul, young Sigma's body. Okay? They age, and now I'm old Sigma's soul, old Sigma's body. Okay? But, right now, I'm young Sigma's soul in old Sigma's body. So I guess I gotta go back, right? I don't know. Hot dogs.
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
The experienced mind of old Sigma into the young Sigma body. Aren't we just going to go back with this? We're still the young soul though, right? Because we didn't even know about our degree or whatever, right? Earth versus Mars. Mars settlers grew up with the weaker muscle strength, so the Earth took advantage of that and treated them as second-class citizens. Oh. Strap yourself in for this. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be what you are, I will become or something, right? So...
You mean this, right?
The note?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
I remember this.
Of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this.
It's a path.
It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
Okay.
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From
Okay, so
there,
that did happen.
You jumped to B.
Which is Rhizome 9, the planet, right?
2074.
Yeah.
You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future.
Alright, lads. Lads. You all have parents, right? Or you all had parents at some point. And you also probably all had grandparents. You all probably have a family photo of your grandparents holding you, yes? When you were born. If you woke up in the body of how old those grandparents were, wouldn't you notice immediately that your arms and legs, that everything was different? I guess they did say that they felt like their bodies weren't theirs, remember? But that was about the gravity.
I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out.
Here's robo arms.
If you continue along this line, what happens next?
Okay. Then we
reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
Because we process time differently,
exact.
right?
Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with radicals.
Yeah, the time processes differently.
Slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
Oh, I get it.
I
get it now.
There, however,
yeah, then we set up the games,
continues.
right? Because we need to bootstrap the games.
After reaching
Yeah.
point D, you will eventually return to B.
Yep.
But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least
I will
not
have
at a
experienced
rate faster
time as
than
real.
normal.
Yeah. Yeah,
Your
45
consciousness
actual
will
years
spend
pass.
45 years inhabiting the same body.
I got it.
Until you reach point B.
I got it so far. You guys got it?
Do you remember when B is Sigma?
2 days ago, right?
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Back to A. Yeah.
Yes.
While... Okay,
his
hold on.
consciousness will go back in time 45 years.
So while I'm here fucking around with the fucking nonary games, he's back there solving the fucking issues. Right? He's swinging around my young fucking 25-year-old dick. Right? Experiencing the joys of not having back pain. Solving all the issues.
For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body.
Yeah.
While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
He's back there eating Werther's Originals, and people are going, dude, you're 22. Why are you eating Werther's Originals? And he's saying, you can't get these where I'm from. Okay. Wait. I guess I have to read that. But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C. Yeah.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
Okay. So it's rotating.
Rotating? I suppose you could.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I would say it's like
But
swapping in
look
and
at
out.
this
It's like
illustration
tag teaming.
closely.
It's like tag teaming.
What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line here at point E. Yeah, what is that? Is that when it changes? That's when he stops the reactors from going off. And he makes a new timeline. So does that mean that I have to continue this timeline and become old Sigma? Or can I just jump into new Sigma?
Point E is December 31st, 2028. The day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility. The day the coronavirus escaped.
Figured it out on your own.
COVID-19.
The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. Okay. We already worked this out, right? By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028. But what happens to us after this?
That is why this line could not be interrupted.
Phi is who gassed me?
For the 67-year-old
oh, no.
version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this
you have to make everything happen the same, like in the first game.
Faithfully retraced history.
Who else could it be?
Point, so that we might save humankind from destruction.
I guess.
And undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
It could be Junpei. He won't swap out with me, so you have to continue on. Yeah, I'll have to keep going through as if everything that just happened, right? But he creates a world where it didn't happen. In the first game, there would be no other created universe. Because in the first game, you recreate the games to reach the same conclusion. And then you reach the same conclusion and everybody's happy. But in this one, he's creating this other timeline. So that we might have humankind... Save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years. So they're undoing this. They're talking about this unraveling? Hold on. It still is a little... Like, I get it, but what happens to future me? What happens to old fuck Sigma, right?
What is that?
Okay, tell me one thing. You said the point C is January 27, 2074, which is today. Yeah, so what happens after that? What about that arrow? It's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to go back here. And then we... Well, look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon. Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the 4th dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that.
Why is it playing the "You've just discovered Alice's dead body" song?
Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
Unless there are actually multiverses,
I tell you?
And we just rewrite time?
A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death.
I'm already in crisis.
Can jumpstart your brain. You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
The Myrmidon's knife that she kept at the beginning. Dio's knife. No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Oh, she's gonna kill herself! Oh, wait. She's killing Phi? What? I screamed and leapt towards them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving towards Phi's chest. What? Phi's A-cup chest. I was almost there. Knowing Phi was an A-cup, there wasn't enough flesh there to stop the knife from reaching her heart in an instant. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. But at least Phi's chest was fine. I felt for a cup, but something was in the way. Something in my ass. It took me a moment to realize there was Akane's body lying on top of me. It wouldn't be the first time. Wink. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin, but I didn't speak Latin, so it might as well have been in French. She moves quick for an old bird. It's that moon gravity. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. That doesn't mean fucking shit to me right now, boy. And my brain is still processing all the rest of this shit. That's the end? What do you mean? What do you mean? We have at least like 6 other questions. The moon gravity allows Phi to jump. Yes. Oh, that's why Phi was jumping. We haven't seen the epilogue yet, which we get for the secrets, and we haven't read the secrets, so there's still some stuff to go. Yeah. We're jumping back, right? To point C. And our death there caused us to jump back to point C, right? But yeah, the Phi jumped high because of the moon gravity. That's why she was able to jump super high. Both when she escaped the pod in the beginning, and when she jumped over, when she reached 9 points, when she jumped over our heads, and when she jumped at Dio's head to kill him. Oh, dude, there's so many fucking questions. If we'd done this last night, it would now be 6:30 in the morning. But I guess that resolves the timeline, right? If we're dead in the end like that, and she sent us back. And then we just need to live out our life for 45 years. Oh, dude! Listen to this fucking sick music. It's a death bop. Dude, look at Phi's knees. Look at those robot knees. Oh my god. Okay. Oh shit, my internet's like fucking up. I'm dropping frames. Yeah, my internet's dropping frames for some reason. Please, not tonight. A new destination has been added to the flowchart, and that was considered the Phi ending. Okay. Hold on here. This is us jumping even further in the past, right? Do I want to jump to the past thing and read that stuff now, or do I want to do that later? Fuck it. Let's do it now. I only dropped 150 frames and it stopped. I wonder why. Oh shit, I'm dropping more.
Today is April 13th, 2029. And this is the evening news.
I'm dropping even more frames. I don't know what I want to do if it's like fucking cutting out this much. Fuck, dude, right at the end of the game. Come on now. I guess we can read this. A can stand for after and B for before, but they can also stand for anima and body. Everything that happened in this facility was part of the AB project. Okay. Yeah. What is going on? Can you guys like see and hear the stream properly? You're not having like any glitches? Oh wait, shit. We shouldn't read that. I'm on 872 dropped frames, right? I'll explain like roughly what's happening. I'm dropping like 150 frames every so often, which is like, you know, packet loss, kinda. Just a few flickers. Yeah, it should be fine, but like for some reason it's just like cutting out. I don't know why. Today is April 13th, 2029. This is the evening news. This is when the explosion happens, right?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
This plague. Huh! For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until, with a click, it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? That was unexpected. Heard footsteps behind me and turned around. He's wearing the fucking outfit that Snake wears in the first game. Remember when he wakes up in the coffin? Oh, it's Akane.
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me.
Killed?
In the future. I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still.
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Oh.
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Phi?
Yes. I only told you about you, but
okay.
We also needed Phi to jump.
Well, she knows what she's going to do. I guess she has this planned out at this point. Or she jumped.
Now, you know what happens next, right?
This is old Akane. Old Akane jumped as well? Old Akane jumped as well. This is old Akane. So you know what happens next, see?
Correct.
Yeah, we go to the moon.
We'll be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029.
And she can tell me this.
Finished preparing your shuttle.
Because it's just past me that doesn't know this.
Checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice, Clover, right? And Phi.
Yes.
What about the third one?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago.
That fucking hot dog. We were wrong. I said Sigma. It was actually Phi that was frozen. Why do we have robot arms? Did we solve this? Oh, what did Temioji tell Alice and Clover? We worked that one out. And which year was Dio cloned? I don't really think we need to know. How did Dio get to the moon? I guess we know that now as well. Who is Doctor? We got that one. It's not Akane's dad. Alright, we about got this.
She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That
Phi
wasn't the
appeared
Phi
to...
who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
Pretty sure it's because they knew they were going to get injected and needed to be able to cut off your arms. I think it's more likely, because we were old Sigma, it's more likely that we replaced our arms with robot arms at some point for something else. Maybe so that we could still function on the Earth's gravity? You know? Or maybe so that when we're looking down at our arms, they looked like young Sigma's arms? You know how I said that, like, old people's, you would look down and say, hey, these are like old person hands. Maybe they replaced his arms with replicas of what his arms looked like when he was 22. So that he would, like, not notice from a first person perspective that his body was different. That's the other thing. I know what you're saying though. Like, if in the future that he saw the arm needing to be cut off, he would then make them the arms he saw got cut off, right? Like, he would do it because he did it, right? Which is a bootstrap paradox. Maybe you need an amount of genetics to clone. Oh, like I used my arm DNA. I needed like a big chunk of DNA, so I took it out of my arm. When that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body.
Yes.
In the future.
The point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years. Sleeping in ice.
Oh, that's really sad. Because we have to experience the next 45 years awake. Then when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's why she didn't look old. Because she was frozen. Yeah, yeah. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods? Because
we can't do that.
Because we need to experience the stuff that happened to make us who we are, and that stuff won't happen if they freeze me.
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
Oh, come on.
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph.
That sounds boring as fuck.
And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets.
That sounds super
You will
boring.
also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark.
I'm not doing that. That sounds boring as fuck.
Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin.
Get somebody else to do it.
January 25th, 2074.
Get somebody else to do
You
it.
will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room.
Kyle is the name of the clone.
The 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out.
Kyle is the name of the clone, Sigma, who grew up on the moon, who was K in the armor. And he was the one in the armor when Akane wasn't in the armor. So he was in the armor every timeline apart from the perfect timeline that we just experienced. And Lagomorph was the real name of Zero C Jr. Lagomorph was the name of the bunny rabbit AI. Yeah, K for Kyle.
And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
And then I change history. Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die.
True.
Only you and Phi can save them.
Hold on. Am I an idiot? Is Free the Soul the cult the thing that Akane's in? Akane's the one in Free the Soul? Right. Akane has to be a member of Free the Soul. And freeing the soul is like the thing where they put you under duress to send your consciousness up. Right? Like, it isn't bullshit. The Free the Soul is like a real religion that's like... That's how it actually works.
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
Man, I feel bad for Tenmyoji. Tenmyoji lived that shitty life, being a fucking garbage man. So what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then? Oh, she doesn't know, because it hasn't happened yet!
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really don't know anything
She doesn't
about
know,
what happens in there.
because it hasn't happened yet.
We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, two of us? Oh, Phi.
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
Okay,
But the
what
test
did I
facility
say?
is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake and lost your arms and your right eye.
Oh, shit! Ding, ding, ding. We tried to save her and lost our arms and our right eye. Okay. That's gonna be fun. I look forward to that, Akane. What the fuck? I've already done it? Wait! If me in the future just failed. 67-year-old me in the future just failed. Why am I missing that shit now in the past? Suddenly, a low rumble shook the ground. Shook the building?
Go have a look.
Huh? I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud, climbing slowly towards the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. So I haven't gone back to that date, right? I've gone back with a little gap missing. Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, sorry, fuck. Yeah, we knew there was a gap missing. Never mind. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. With my robot arms and my fucking robot vision. Yeah, the old brain me has done it. Yeah. And that's what we told her. We told her that. Yeah. Bokonk. Thank you, Xbox. What about the prologue or the epilogue? Can we view the epilogue now because we got all that extra shit? Or was that it? Is this it? Infirmary in another time. Hey, look, it's the Akane ending. All right, lads, y'all ready for this? It's bikini time. Dude, this is fucking wild. Does anybody have any questions?
Where?
I'm talking?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle?
Ah, yes.
Hold the phone! The reason the protagonist isn't voiced in this game is because your voice would be an old man's voice. Right? Dude, did we get to live with Luna? Is this the good end?
Of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered in a film of dirt. I wiped it off on my sleeve, my reflection stared back at me. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
To be fair, it's not weird about all the innuendos you made. Luna's a robot, and all the other girls are also old ladies. Yeah, they're technically Clover's in her 70s, right?
What?
So I'm Dr. Klim, Zero Senior's clone.
How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
Wait, hold on. This is us. This is Sigma Prime. Sigma Prime is waking up in the clone's body, right? An excellent question. One I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Klim was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. There's baby K, that was cute. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history though, apparently he'd worn it all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in this lunar installation which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Klim? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Klim in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio, still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
Yeah, we found all the vaccines in the thing.
So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Climb, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Yes, but how do you know that?
So old Sigma is now in old Sigma's body, right? And this is like the future relative to when the game started, right?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes. I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
Luna's stone cold.
Others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right. Mr. Climb.
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return them? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Climb now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you?
Oh yeah,
You can't wait for something that's already happened.
Yeah.
Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did or didn't do in the past that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction.
Okay.
The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road, but about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but
yes,
survive.
the future can
They
determine
don't
the
stop,
past.
though.
Yes.
They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after.
But we are left in the shit universe, right?
It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past?
No.
It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip.
This is what I said about this. All these endings where we exist in the bunker, it's not like we die in all these endings. Some of these endings just like one asshole leaves. Some of them like a couple of people die. Like you know, they're still there. They still exist.
Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean?
Why are Junpei's eyes a different color?
The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it.
You know how I've been saying the whole time that this is like Kojima level writing? This literally sounds like the speech that Snake gives at the end of Metal Gear Solid 1. When he mentions about, like, you know, it's kind of like Otacon and Sniper Wolf in Metal Gear 1. And I guess it's kind of the same as at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4 after the wedding scene, right? Like, this is so similar to how Kojima writes. It's like, hey, you just played a game, here's some fucking philosophy in the last hour.
Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, alright?
Okay, here's the thing. In the first game, Akane dies in the furnace, right? Except she doesn't, because she was saved by the consciousness from the future, and the future changed the past. And Akane sets up the games so that the consciousness goes back from the furnace, and then we continue. In the first game, it's a bootstrap paradox, because this future only happens because she was saved by the actions of herself in the future. Her past doesn't end here because she saves herself in the future by getting Junpei to send back the answer to the puzzle, and then she sets it up. Do you see this? This is called a bootstrap paradox, okay? In this one, it's essentially saying that maybe there was a world where Akane did get fried, you know, in the furnace.
You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna happen. We're here right now.
Yeah, they're here now
This
in
is
the
reality.
present, right? They're
Even if
present.
Sigma does change the past, we're not just gonna disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see him again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all.
Yeah.
What about Sigma?
Well,
Yeah,
he's not really Mr.
true.
Sigma anymore.
In this timeline, even though Akane was pretending to be K, these guys have never actually met fucking Floor K. And he's not really Sigma. Yeah, he's now old Sigma. But wait! Hold on! What about Sigma? He's not really old Sigma. But old consciousness Sigma... Old body Sigma now has old consciousness Sigma. And old consciousness Sigma has always had the experiences of young consciousness Sigma. Up to that point. So he is Sigma. Have you noticed that Kel speaks like K still? Yeah, I noticed that. He still speaks in that polite voice. Because this is the K... This is the K that we met in all the other endings. Except for this one. So in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 realities, I guess 16 realities, this is the K that we've been speaking to. So he still has that like polite tone. You're right, you're right. It probably is actually the same voice actor, right? Like they didn't just use a different voice actor. It's the same voice actor with effects.
Of course. He is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
He speaks in like really proper English.
He's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
And Akane?
His enunciation is like perfect.
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years.
Yeah, you're right.
She might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
Oh, poor Temyoji.
In the end,
Milk!
Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we were completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past.
I gotta say, I know that Quark kinda just feels like a useless character, right? But Alice and Clover feel like really useless characters now. Like, I know they were necessary, but Alice is literally only there so she could do fucking one math problem. Like, Clover, like, really there's no reason that Clover's there at all, right? Like, Clover's like a liability, because she fucking goes crazy.
That part's easy to understand, but...
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028.
I thought about that as well. Alice
They'll
is
stop
stuck
the
there.
Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look
Alice's
forward to.
mother's...
In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
Alice gets to have revenge against the Myrmidons, I guess, because she gets to apprehend Dio, but Alice doesn't get a life, you know? She has to live in this fucking shit Earth. Clover's brother, Snake, she's never gonna see Snake again. If she sees Snake again, he's gonna be 45 years older. He'll be like 70, right? Well, I needed them, so wait, no, Clover and Snake are the same age, right? Right? Because they were both 9 years old in the first game? Or no, maybe they were different. Oh, Snake was older. Snake was older. He was a couple of years older. Well, they needed them so Sigma could learn about the past for them. Yeah. I know they did have a purpose, but I just feel like, you know, they're a little bit less useful than perhaps like Luna and Phi and Sigma. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen. Enjoy history? Enjoy all that fucking pain? In a way, Alice and Clover got to avoid all the bombs and all the misery on Earth,
but
right?
we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
Yeah.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But...
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
Yeah.
Are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families?
What about the cafe?
We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
What about the cafe?
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here?
We went and talked to the old lady. She told us that there is one way to get back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? Oh.
That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
That's a
ridiculous.
time machine, though.
It would create a paradox. How could you have 2 Clovers and 2 Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's?
Cat.
What?
Oh, hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Ooh, we're gonna
Where's
learn
Dr. Klein?
about Phi.
Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up.
Uh-oh.
Want me to start it?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
My name is Kyle, and I talk like this.
There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
Huh?
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Oh, right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase.
Are
Just
you a
who
robot?
Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure.
Robot.
And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a merman or a wolfman. I'm not a Brahmin or Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
I remember that.
Please don't dodge the question.
When she said that in the elevator.
About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness,
Hold
but
on.
your mind was now inhabiting that body.
I just worked something out, just real quick. You know how the games lasted 36 hours? I think that's why we had to be abducted a couple of days before Sigma was abducted. But we now know that when Sigma was abducted, he wasn't frozen and taken to the future. He experienced going to the future. So it doesn't matter how long Sigma was unconscious back then, right? But it does matter how long these people were. So these people were frozen and unconscious and kept away for like 36 hours so that the times would sync up, so that when they return to their bodies, they're not bumping into themselves. Because their brains slow down with the Radical 6. So 36 hours have passed while we were playing the game that seemed like, 9 hours or 10 hours or whatever. Yeah, it's just a small thing, but like that's probably why it's a few days before the event. It's not to give him the time to fix anything before that time, because we know that the bombs don't happen until April, right? So the reason that this happens, or it's the gas escapes on, I don't know how to explain it. Where's the map? Where's the map? Do I have the map? It's in here. Where's the map? Yeah. This time period here matches the time period that happens here. This is the same length of space or time. I think that's it.
That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right.
Okay.
Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up.
How are they alive post-bombs? The bombs didn't kill everybody, so they simply just survived. Tenmyoji was just simply lucky to have survived when the bombs went off and the virus was released, and he was just lucky. And then Quark also just survived. Because it didn't kill everybody. It killed about 2/3 of the planet, right?
Still unconscious, you were carried to the
Which
AD room.
fits with it fits with their story about how they were scrap people, and they went around all the buildings like looking for whatever useful scrap there was. Like it fits their story. So he's not a garbage man, but he's more like a scrap dealer, right? Even though you didn't wake up, you're still unconscious. You were carried to the AB room.
That was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility.
Oh shit! Phi was with us from here to here. Okay, but old us.
Fortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That failure determined the path you followed.
Point E.
Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from point E, you headed straight to point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two versions of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
Nah.
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate
Yeah,
to
this
something
explains
pretty close to
everything.
1.
This explains
Since that
everything.
would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step
Yeah,
and use
'cause
v1
look,
plus v2.
That's why Luna eats the hot dog in the garden. 100%.
You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
I feel like what she's trying to say is that if we asked the right questions, it wouldn't work. So just don't ask the right questions. Kind of like how when Schrodinger's cat's in the box, if you don't look, technically both are still true, so just don't look.
So was that what you wanted to ask
Was
about?
that it?
No.
Did I get it or no?
What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission.
They went
test
into the
site,
Mars
didn't you?
site, yeah.
Yes.
What happened there?
Old Sigma.
How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape.
Yeah.
That's the line that goes to the right of point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't. Why would all of that disappear?
Because it's
if you told me
Schrodinger's
what I
cat.
want
It's
to
the
know?
box.
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
Is this just a weird thing that's happening because we're a clone, or does that mean that the clone experienced those things?
I shall give you your answer.
Okay.
You are not Kyle Klein.
What the
Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not.
Then why do I talk like this? Why do I talk like Kay? Why do I speak with this strange voice?
Think about it. Do you really believe you are Kyle? Or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time.
Okay, this might be a leap. This might be a leap, but I want you to hear me out. I want you to hear me out. Oh, we know why we have robot arms now. And that's all our questions. Apart from who is brother, and apart from does Fi have robot legs, that's all the questions. Alright, hear me out. Where is it? I'm gonna trace the path that the player plays. I think that this is the next game. Is this the next game? And then the next game, what we want to do is go this way. She sends us back a clean slate. She sends back a clean slate in Kyle. Maybe. Maybe there's a Kyle clone back here. Or maybe we're going back to like, maybe she's talking about the player's consciousness. Right? What was it she just said that triggered that? In a manner of speaking, he has just arrived at December 25th, 2028. He was thrown out. That's where the real Kyle is. That's me, right? Is that me?
I doubt
when I go to play the next game?
The doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is
True.
irreplaceable.
Kyle wasn't made until the future.
Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here?
Kyle wasn't made until around here. And then he was like aged normally.
I know what I told the others. That Kyle was Dr. Klime's spare. But that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish.
So we still haven't finished
This
it?
mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028.
Yeah.
Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the Doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D. That means
True.
his body did not exist on Christmas in 2020.
In here.
Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. Well, what's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system.
She is talking about the player. She's talking about how the player can choose to go and play the third game in the series, right? Is that what she's saying? Is she literally saying that? No. No, because there was still need to be a body in the game for you to play as.
As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now.
She's talking... Is that what she said? She's saying... Really?
You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
She's talking about the next game in the series.
No way
Yes, there is.
But here's the funny thing. The first two games did really bad financially in Japan. So the third game almost didn't get made. So imagine if this was like you playing this back then, and then the third game just doesn't get made, and you look at the sales figures and you're like, oh no.
You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Oh, damn.
Yes, I do. But...
That would be funny.
Then you must believe.
My Xbox profile name.
By what we believe reality should be.
My Xbox profile name is Deppresso 801, so that'd be pretty funny. Be pretty funny. Oh, yes, I do, but then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what you believe reality should be.
Observation can change the motion of a particle. Then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine.
I still don't understand why it's the lion eating the sun.
Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Now she's gonna say, it seems you enjoy playing Overwatch, and she'll like look at my Overwatch playtime. Alternative end? Was that it? I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't think there's any more game. What if we go back to hold on real quick. Oh shit. Not that. Yeah, we have 3 more notes to read, so I'm just trying to drop into the game so I can read the notes. Picking a place that has good music. Picking a room that has good music. The bee garden. Okay. AB Project, we've already read that. So who was Phi? There are a few clues scattered throughout the story, but nothing conclusive. Perhaps the truth will be revealed at the Nevada test site. Okay. Here's a little something more about the bomb deactivation passwords. Those passwords, they aren't just gibberish. There's something hidden in each one. I can only give you one hint. +1. Good luck. There's a lot more to the story, but I think we'll stop the secret archives here. Thank you for playing, and we hope you enjoyed the game. Okay. The bomb deactivation passwords. Oh, the Luna hot dog survived until the end, Chromon. Are you proud of me? The bomb deactivation passwords were LXA, QNS, GDQ. Is it moving one letter on? My brother is the first one. The next one is BQZ, RGJ, DXR. I mean, it looks like this is right. So B would be C. R. What would be after Z? A? Crash queues? Wait, what the fuck? RGJ, RS, GHJK. Crash queues? After... Oh, I got this wrong. This is X. I spelled the password wrong. It's JDXR. So this is S, X, Y, A, B, C, D, E. My brother crash keys. Okay. Then it's E, Q, D, D, Y, R, N. Nope. N, T, K. So E's F, Q, R, A, B, C, D, E, E, D, Y, Z, R, S, N, O, and M. Dude, how is it hard to do this? L, M, N, O, Q, R, S, T, U, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A, J, K, L. My brother crash keys, freeze soul. Huh? Freeze soul? Okay. L, X, Q, L, H, C, N, M, R. I know that one of the passwords is different in the Japanese game. I know that. Free Z soul. Oh, free Z soul. Freezy peasy. L M X Y Q R. This will say Myrmidons. L M, yeah. H I, yeah. C D. N O. My brother. Crash keys. Freezy soul Myrmidons. Crash keys? Crash keys? Hold on, we're looking it up. Virtue's last reward. Hidden message. So it's my brother crash keys. Freezy soul. Oh, it's meant to be crash keys, as in kurashikizu, kurashikizu. You're meant to like say it as if you're Japanese, right? So crash keys is kurashikizu or kurashiki. Okay. Hold on. My brother Kurashiki frees the soul Myrmidons? So what does it even mean? Does it just mean that like she's in Free the Soul? Right? Her brother... Oh! Kurashiki's brother is the leader of the Myrmidons. It's saying that Santa is brother, right? Is that what it's saying? Is it just me, or is it... There's a forum post from 9 years ago. Is it just me, or is it a hint that Santa is Free the Soul? My brother Kurashiki freed the soul. Last name is Kurashiki. It must have been already said before. Oh, wow. Is that it? Damn. Alright. Well, if that's everything... Is that everything? Hold on. Let's look up something real quick. Choose last reward, archives. It gives you an extra ending, right? Oh. What is it called? Reward epilogue. Ah, okay. I think that was the epilogue that we just got. Okay. I think that's it. I don't think we have any other things. Right? We don't have any other shit to like to know the answers to. I wrote down all those questions in the first 10 minutes of the stream and we answered all of them. I think we just leave the hot dog here and that's it. Right? We don't really have anything else to... We don't really have anything else to do in the game. How many hours did it take me? It took me 17 more hours than the website said it would take me to beat it. Whenever I'm picking like which game to play, I always use a website called How Long to Beat, HLTB. And How Long to Beat tells me like roughly how long I'm gonna spend on a game. I kinda can't believe that it took me all that fucking time. It's meant to take about 40 hours, but oh no. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Alright. It is early compared to when we've been ending the streams before. It is only 10:30, but I think I'm gonna go. I think we're done. Right? There's nothing else. We got it all. We fucking did it, lads. What was the longest game on How Long to Beat? I don't know. What was the longest video game? The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is on the #1 spot of the top 20 longest games. I don't think that's right though. Can I look that up? HowLongToBeat.com. Games list. Search options. Hour range. Let's look for games that take minimum 120 hours and see if it has that. Only 0 titles are 120 hours long. 0 titles at 90? What about 80? What? Oh. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at it wrong. Yeah, it's not as easy to search like that. It says only 0 titles are 60 hours long. I think it's really like a weird website to search for something like that. I mean, if you look at Cyberpunk Completionist, it says 103. It says Elden Ring Completionist is 126. Red Dead 2, 172. Yeah. So maybe if you put Completionist and you put like 200 hours. Is there any games that have 200 hour Completionist? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to search like that. It's not coming up with the right results. But I normally use it so that I'm not like, you know, playing games that are like incredibly long. But I kind of went against that for this game because the first one was so good. I was like, fuck it. This one says 40 hours, no problem. And it ended up taking me fucking closer to 60 than 40. Oh my god. Alright. Fuck. I guess that wasn't really like, it didn't feel like a good ending though, right? I guess it does lead into the other game. Into the third game in this series. I'm gonna start playing the third game tomorrow. I'm I'm gonna start playing the third game tomorrow. I'll probably start the stream at like 7 p.m. the same time I started today. But we're not doing huge streams. We're doing like 3, 4, 5 hour streams. We're not doing 8-hour streams. And I might stream earlier on some days because I'm gonna have the house to myself for a while. Maybe this weekend I'll be home alone, so I can do longer streams like during the day and whatever. But yeah, it didn't feel like a good ending for a lot of people. It didn't feel like a great ending for Luna, right? Luna's ending felt like the best ending for Luna. You know, the one where she crumbles away and dies? That felt like the most resolving ending for her. That, like, you know, really ended her plotline. But, her just living on the moon in the future is like... It feels bad, man. You know? It feels bad, man. If we save the world, Luna won't even be born. It feels bad. Alright. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night. I'm gonna end the stream. Why am I saving it? I didn't do anything. Why am I saving it? Habit. Thanks for joining me on this massive fucking journey through Virtue's Last Reward. This is probably one of the best games I've ever played. I have to seriously say that. Death Stranding was fucking amazing, right? Probably was my #1 game of all time at this point. But this was pretty good. Says WoW's 2000. Yeah, if you do all the achievements, it's probably more than that. And there's also achievements you can't even get in WoW now, right? Yeah, we'll start Zero Time Dilemma tomorrow. Is Zero Time Dilemma called Zero Time Dilemma because there's no time? Because you're on a time limit? Hold on, I can go to the store page of Zero Time Dilemma and hopefully it doesn't spoil or anything for me. I have it. I actually bought it on Steam before I knew that it was even a game series. Hold on here. 9 participants awaken trapped in an underground facility. To escape, they must play a game with deadly consequences. Who will live and who will die? The choice is yours. Let the decisions be... Okay. The experiment wasn't supposed to be like this. 9 participants awaken in an underground facility, imprisoned with a strange black bracelet on their wrists. To escape, they must play a game with deadly consequences. The rules are simple. After 6 people are killed, the escape hatch will open. Who will live and who will die? Wait, what the fuck? That's totally different. Features non-linear narrative, cinematic gameplay, fully voiced and animated story sections, push the boundaries of interactive fiction, question your morality in a series of life and death decisions, explore 3D environments for clues to solve mind-bending puzzles and escape your... What? Old faces, new mysteries. Characters from the award-winning 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors and Virtue's Last Reward are joined by a new cast of participants to bring first-time players up to speed and conclude the series of long-time fans. So it says it concludes the series, and it has really fucking good reviews. Holy shit. It's been out on Steam for 6 years, and it only has 2,800 positive reviews. Is nobody playing this game? Is nobody playing this fucking game series? Fuck off. Dude, alright, Danganronpa, what's the first one? Is it Trigger Happy Havoc? Is that the remake of the first one? Danganronpa has 21,000 reviews on Steam in 8 years. And the Danganronpa compilation... Oh wait, Danganronpa 2 has how many? Has 18,000 reviews? And Danganronpa 3 has 13,000 reviews. Danganronpa is like way more popular than the third series, unless people are playing Zero Escape on other platforms, right? Like, maybe not everybody played it on PC, but holy shit. That's fucking wild, dude. That is actually wild. Fuck me. That makes me like so sad. The Nonary games on Steam only has 3,400 reviews in 5 years as well. I say I enjoyed this game story more than Danganronpa's. Really? I kind of feel like playing Danganronpa, but I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a little bit more too much towards the drama, and like it's more like a murder mystery court casey type thing, right? Is that what you said? I don't know if that's more me than this. I mean, the main reason I like this game series, the nonary games, is like the puzzles, right? Like I fucking love puzzle games. It ended up being about other stuff like Milk, but like it started off as just the puzzles. That's why I wanted to play it. I looked up like what's the best fucking puzzle games, and people were like, "Oh, this series is fucking 10 out of 10." God damn. Dude, in Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma, Fi has like the biggest bobblehead. Her head is like so huge. In the next game, her head is like this big bobblehead. Oh my god. That's funny. It's like everybody else has like reasonably normal size heads, and then she has just this big fucking noggin. Does she have boobs? You can't really tell in that picture. I posted the same picture on Discord, and I thought that one of the girls in it was Luna, but now I don't think it is Luna. Because it couldn't be Luna if this is in the past. I don't know. I guess I don't know anything about Zero Time Dilemma yet. So there's that. Alright. Auf Wiedersehen. I've sat here and rambled for like 10 minutes. I guess I'm just kind of lost, right? You know when you play a game or read a book, finish a series, and you're just kind of sitting there like, what do I do in my life now? Okay. We'll start Zero Time Dilemma tomorrow. What does it say for how long to beat on Zero Time Dilemma? It says main story, 20 hours and 52 minutes, and then completionist, 22 hours and 8 minutes. So possibly 22 hours, that's probably closer to 27, 28 hours if I play it. So that's probably a good like 6 days. 6 days of streaming, right? If I don't do huge days. After that, we can then play AI the Somnium Files, which is the same writer as this one. But, you know. It is what it is. Alright. Auf Wiedersehen. Once again, thanks for watching. Good night. Good night. I am gonna go and hopefully make the Depp Milk emote. I'm not gonna do a hot dog one because I don't have any slots left. And I just made these emotes, so it's not like I want to like replace, I don't want to replace any of the emotes that I just made. But, yep. I think that's what I'll do. I'll go make a fucking milk emote. Depends on how many bikinis you have to paint in. Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of artwork to make. Me and Kimrex need to get moving on some fucking Zero Escape fan art to bring people into the series. Alright. Good night. Good night.